Thank you, everybody. Thank you. I want to say thank you very much for being here today. Now, you may know the story of the three animals that gathers together, and they're boasting about who is going to make the best contribution to breakfast. And the cow boasts because the cow says, look, I'm going to give so much milk, quarts and quarts of milk. And the chicken says, but I'm going to give lots and lots of eggs. But the pig is quiet. And then the pig says, yes, you're going to give all those things, but actually I am going to give everything. And I share that with you because, yes, there is a pandemic and we would have liked not to be able to be gathering in a pandemic, but this is really important. We are saying that we're standing together. We are standing together to show compassion. Compassion. I watched that video clip. It was sent to me a day or so before the story broke here on the news media. And I'm sitting there and I am screaming, get off him, get off him. They couldn't hear me, obviously. The pain that I felt that here was a man, not some wild animal, but a man. He is laying there, he is already handcuffed, and yet his very breath is taken away from him. He used the words, I can't breathe, please sir, I can't breathe, and he was not heard. He was not heard. Why was he not heard? He was not heard because they did not care. They did not care because he was black, and they thought he did not matter. And that is why we're saying Black Lives Matter. We're not saying Black Lives Matter because we are opposed to white lives. That is a nonsense. Let us look black and white, pink and blue, old and young. We are standing together and we are saying to live in a world where all lives matter, and all lives will not matter until we accept the right for black people to be free. And this is not, I don't want this just to be a protest that we make and then we go back to our ordinary lives. We cannot do that. What our eyes have seen for ourselves, we must stay discontented until we have the kind of structural change in all walks of life, the kind of structural change that we see in the economic structures of our society, in policing, in criminal justice system, education, health, housing, voting. Every walk of life must change, and we must not go back to being what we were being until we get the change. We must hold our politicians to account, but most of all of us, we must live as though we mean it. I would have liked those who are shouting just to pause for a moment, but that's okay. The fact of the matter is, let's not be carried on a whim and the wind of the moment. The way we live, when our friends make unpleasant comments about black people, then we need to challenge them lovingly. We need to say, why did you say that? What does that mean? Call them out. Call them out. I have received letters and emails from people telling me that if I don't like what's happening, then I should go back home. I don't know which home they want me to go back to. This is my home. We all have a stake in being here, in building the kind of Britain where everyone can be treated with respect. If I was a singer now, I would love to break into song. I really would, and it would be R-E-S-P-C-T, find out what it means to me. Absolutely. There you go. Absolutely. That's what I would be saying. So I want to encourage you to keep going. To keep going. The whole thing about statues is a distraction. Let's not go there. Let's do the real thing and let us seek the change. Let us actually be the change that we want to see. All of us. You can see from my garb that I'm a woman of faith. And I can tell you that my faith is not about kneeling in prayer. I pray and I pray all the time. But actually my faith teaches me that God created all human. And so if from that perspective, it also teaches me that God is interested in our lives. He is interested whether or not there is justice, whether or not there is fairness, whether or not we look after those who are most vulnerable in society. One of the things that people throw at me is, but look at that lot over there, they're fighting and knifing each other. Let me tell you something about this. If for years and years and years you are taught that you are not valuable, then my God, are you going to behave as if you're not valuable? And that's what we're seeing on our street played out with knife crime. For years and years and years, a generation of children and young people are told by the way they are treated that they are of no worth, and they begin to believe it. What we need is for that song that Bob Marley sang, emancipate yourself from slavery, none but ourselves. Absolutely. We've got to free our minds, but we've got to do it together. We've got to treat each other with respect. So if ever you are in a crowd and a gathering like this, and you see someone beside you begin to take things out to throw at the police or anything else, you talk them down, because that's distracting from why we are here. To encourage you. I want to thank you for giving up your beautiful sunny day to be saying that Black Lives Matter, to say George Floyd's life matter, to say all those who have died, who should not have died in the way they have died, their lives mattered. And going forward, we are committing ourselves to ensure that their lives matter. So I want to say to you, we are here in this amazing country. We are the ones who will make this country great. And the greatness will come by the way we treat one another. And right now, because we haven't been doing it right, it is not telling us about our greatness. So I implore you and I beg you and I plead with you and I say thank you for being out and for owning the fact that our lives matter. I didn't get where I am today simply because I am Rose Hudson Wilkin. I too have had the pain of rejection. I too have had the treatment that I am of no worth. But I was damn lucky that I was born and brought up in Montego Bay, Jamaica. Because there I saw images of myself in all walks of life. So I grew up. I grew up knowing that I didn't have to just play sport or music, but that I could become anything else that I wanted to be. And that's what I want for our children, black and white, pink and blue, gray, and whatever other shades we are. I want our children to grow up knowing that they can be whatever they are. So please, every single one of us, it is our responsibility. Don't leave it to the politicians. Don't leave it to them. Let's do it ourselves. Let's hold them to account. We don't want platitudes. We don't want nice words. What we want is action. The kind of action that enables. The kind of action that will mean that my grandchildren will have a different outlook when they look out there. So I don't want to keep you much longer. I know you're going to go somewhere else. I will go with you, but I will not take the knee, and I will tell you why I'm not going to do this. Because I am pained that that was the very action that took his breath away. I will respect what you choose to do, and that's okay. But I'm just telling you now that if you don't see me kneel, it is because I am in pain at what I saw, and I could not replicate it myself personally. But if it is right for you, then please, let's together in harmony, make the change that needs to happen. And if there is anyone here in this crowd who has ideas of anything else, that please, I'm telling you that it takes away from what we are wanting to achieve. So let's work together. I'm Racism is a pandemic. It is a pandemic. And we have been dying. We have been dying in so many ways. And we have been dying in a way that slowly has also killed the next generation. You can put a stop to it. We can put a stop to it. So please, let's do that, and let's do it peacefully. Let's not find somebody else to blame. When we go from here with a kind of commitment that says, we are going to be the change that we want to see. Don't push on somebody else. We are going to be the change. We're going to start the change. We're going to be that change. God bless you. Peace be with you.